let's explore the answer to this question. Why lean? Why should my school pursue a lean strategy? Or another way of asking this is, what are the benefits of a lean school? So I'd like to present this in this framework of this triangle, because there are three key reasons that you should consider going lean. One is in fulfillment of your mission. So going lean can actually strengthen your pursuit of your school's mission. The next would be to make money or to save money or to increase the surplus. So we'll call that money. And then thirdly, and importantly, to save time, but just to continue this MMM framework, we'll call that minutes. So you can strengthen your mission, you can increase your financial position, and you can also save time. So let's explore these three M's as a reason for why your school should go lean, the benefits of a lean school. Okay, let's further subdivide these into a couple of different pieces. So when we talk about mission, let's split that into the what and the how. So what is simply what your mission is, and I've chosen a few mission statement phrases from the web here. So let's look at a few of these, right? So these are actual mission statements from schools from the web. So here's a school, clearly a faith-based school, working to nurture a diverse community, working on spiritual growth, moral responsibility, academic excellence, artistic and athletic pursuits. So quite a wide range of activities and programs that are supporting that mission. Here's another one. To engage and encourage through its faculty each student's growth, happiness, and well-being. And here's a third one, providing a liberal arts education, allowing each student to develop his or her inherent ability to the fullest extent with a balance of discipline and freedom. So when we talk about the what of the mission, it's clear that these are high-level concepts. These are aspirational goals, visionary statements, as they should be. So by pursuing lean, the head of school and the senior leadership is able to focus on the what at a much higher level, and we can think of this somewhat simply as maybe strategic versus tactical. So going lean allows many of the tactical aspects of running the school day to day to happen more or less automatically without incident. Therefore, the head of school and senior leadership is then able to focus on these strategic topics. And clearly, to fulfill missions like these, strategy is definitely needed. So one way to think of that is the difference between strategic and tactical, with lean allowing you to focus on strategic topics. Another framework might be, quite simply long-term versus short-term. So a lean approach frees up time and gives the head of school the margin to focus on long-term strategic activities. And clearly the short-term needs to be dealt with, but by using lean concepts and approaches, it's the long term that can receive the benefits of the leadership's attention. And then maybe another way of thinking about the what and the way that lean benefits the school would be to use the model of the entrepreneur, the manager, and the technician. So the three roles that a head of school and other senior leadership would assume. So there's the entrepreneur role, the manager role, and the technician role. So if the head of school is spending most of his or her time in the technician role doing the day-to-day, then that's not nearly as strategic as the head of school spending, say, 75% or more time in the entrepreneurial role, thinking about ways to move the school forward, do things that have never been done before, to develop policies and strategies that will fulfill the school's mission and also ensure the long-term continuity of the school. So as we think about lean, this allows the head of school to move more towards the entrepreneurial role instead of just the technician role. And clearly in the middle we have the manager role, where we're working with direct reports and people to get the work done. That's definitely going to be a part of any head's job, but we want to move from maybe this technician role could be in the 10 to 20% range, the manager role could be 10 to 20% range, and so this could be 60 to 80%. in the ideal situation. And lean allows that very thing to happen, that the head of school moves into the entrepreneurial role. Okay, so that's about the what on the mission. Let's look at how. When we talk about how, when we talk about fulfilling the mission, we can think about this from a strategic level and developing a culture of refinement, not just getting by day to day. So lean allows the entire organization to think about thriving, not just surviving. It focuses more on the calm than the chaos, minimizes surprises, and questions that have been answered on a day-to-day basis regarding this technician role or the tactical aspects of running the school, if you want to call it that. Anything that's already been done before should be improved from year to year. So that's back to this culture of refinement. So if the processes have been documented from year to year, then how the school fulfills its mission becomes more straightforward, because much of the tactical is being taken care of automatically, which frees up time to work on the strategic and long-term items. So lean definitely speaks into mission, not only the what of the mission, but also the how it is fulfilled. Okay, so let's look at another area over here in terms of money. So when we talk about money or the school's financial position, that's affected both by revenue, right? So that can be tuition and fees, and it can also be development-related revenue. And then we can also think of cost. So any reduction in cost goes straight to the bottom line. So when we think about money, we can think about increasing revenue, we can think about reducing cost, and lean methodology certainly is applicable to both of these. So when we talk about revenue and we talk about tuition and fees, that's a matter of allowing the admission staff to move to higher value activities and outreach. So if we use a lean approach such as automation, which is a combination of automated tools plus manual processes done in a consistent way, then that can allow the admission staff to reach more prospective families, to deal with prospective families still in a sensitive way, but perhaps increase their capacity to reach out to prospective families. When we think about admissions and marketing, social media, word of mouth, advertising, content marketing, there can be lean processes developed for each of those aspects, and then there can be feedback loops developed that allow you to identify what's working and what's not. So then the admissions and marketing aspect related to increasing tuition and fees revenue is definitely something that lean can address. And same goes for development revenue, the process of donor cultivation, of helping the school be a part of estate plans. There can be lean processes and lean approaches that can be applied to that revenue source also. So when we come down to cost, this is really where lean probably is most famous for, cost reduction and streamlining and efficiency, but by no means is it part of the whole. By no means is it the entire benefit of lean. So when we talk about cost reduction, we talk about reducing waste. So that's a huge part of lean, and there's several specific methodologies around that within lean. We can talk about reducing unneeded repetition. So things that we're doing over and over again, by all means, that's a key part of the school's annual cycle, but if there are things that are being done needlessly, then we can reduce that. We want to reduce errors, which can often lead to rework, having to do things again the correct way the next time. We want to increase idea capture. So in a sense, if we're reducing waste, we want to reduce wasted ideas. So if we can increase the capture of good ideas, then that can reduce cost. Then we can also develop processes around maintenance, around really every aspect of the school. If we think about it from finance to facilities and technology, to programs, to advancement and admissions, to governance and leadership and the board's activities and staffing and hiring and staff development, there are lean processes that can be developed for each of these 6 major functional areas that specifically reduce cost. So That's a mission, and that's money. Let's talk about time savings. Now, of course, time is money in a sense, so these are all closely related. So that's why we're using this triangle metaphor, that any one of these can reinforce the other two. But let's look at a couple of thoughts related to saving time. So let's break that out into, quite simply, staff time and family time, because if we're talking about saving time, it has to be for someone. So if we think about staff time and family time, we can further subdivide staff time down into head of school time, maybe administrative time, teacher time. So each of these can be directly affected by a lean methodology. So we talked quite a bit up here about the head of school and the importance of head of school time being freed up, creating margin within the head of school schedule to focus on strategic and entrepreneurial topics rather than being consumed by the day-to-day technician or tactical topics. So clearly, lean can benefit the head of school in his or her time, but similarly, administrative time or non-instructional staff having processes and tools and methodologies designed to allow error-free operation of the school can save a tremendous amount of time for administrators. And then teachers, in helping them understand how to preserve their work product, their intellectual property, their lesson plans, their routines, that can be built into a number of lean processes that help teachers. Even things like fire drills, obtaining technology support, teacher training, onboarding. These are all things that lean can speak directly to and saves a tremendous amount of teacher time and admin time. And then families, we think about not only the current families and students, so I should put students here, families and students. So you have your current families and students, and then you also have your prospective families and students. Because if we save time for our prospective students and families, then this certainly communicates that, wow, this school is very organized. I appreciate the thought that they put into these processes and these systems even before we're part of the school community. So then once my child is at this school, I can only imagine how great it would be. So saving time for prospective families related to the application process, related to the way that they interact with your school to obtain more information, that can lead to better word of mouth, more applications, and a better reputation within the community. And then certainly with current families, there are a number of ways that lean can be applied to that in terms of reducing the time it's required for enrollment processes, payment, inquiries. This can lead to increased satisfaction among families, which then leads to increased retention, which of course comes back to revenue and enrollment over here on the money side of the equation. So through this simple structure of mission, money, and minutes, we've seen a number, even dozens of ways that lean methodology, a lean approach can benefit schools. And we'll be exploring more, not only how lean concepts and lean tools benefit schools, but importantly then how this combines into specific actions, and then those actions then produce a strengthened mission, increase revenue, reduce cost, and save time for all members of the school community.